Department of Family and Protective Services versus Rizamar Angelo and Eric Martinez for a motion to participate. I believe that both parents are present.
Ms. Aber, state your name, please.
Rika Aber.
And tell the court, please, the nature of the referral that CPS got in this case.
Yes, we have been involved with FBSS with the family due to mother firing a firearm inside the home with one of the young victims or one of the young children in the presence. The child does not live with them now currently, but Miss Angelo.
And Judge, I'm going to object to non-responsive at this point.
Sustained.
Joining that objection.
Okay.
Sustained.
The child does not live with the parents at this time, correct?
Yes, the child that was involved in the initial intake.
Okay. And so where's the child currently placed?
The child lives with a grandmother.
Okay. And is that a PCSP?
It's not.
Okay. Why is the child with the grandmother?
Due to the intake, mother is supposed to have supervised visitation with the child, and the child now lives with the grandmother due to that.
Okay. Were charges filed against the mother?
Yes.
Okay. And so that's part of the protective order.
That's correct. In terms of the probation.
And what services are you asking this court to order for the mother?
I would like, or the agency would like BIP for the mother, individual counseling for the mother to address anger management, and a psychological evaluation, and to complete a substance abuse assessment.
Okay. And what about for the father?
BIP for the father, and a
That's it?
psychosocial for the father.
Okay. And why do you think these services are necessary to protect the child?
The reason for involvement was due to domestic violence. So during our case, BIP appeared to be a service that would benefit the family.
Okay. And certainly if the child is returned to them, that would be a concern, correct?
It could possibly be a concern, yes.
It would be a concern if it hadn't been addressed.
That's correct.
Okay. Your Honor, I'll pass the witness.
All right, thank you. So did this alleged incident happen prior to the birth of the twins?
Yes.
Okay. And the child whom you mentioned, who now lives with a grandmother, are her initials IF?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. Okay, Ms. Ivor-Lindsay.
Thank you. Now, the incident that we are talking about happened in February of 2025, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And are you aware of when mom was placed on deferred adjudication for this offense?
I want to say possibly before we were involved with FBSS, and that was before April.
Okay. And so as of April or March that mom got on this deferred, are you aware of what her conditions are of that deferred?
I am.
Okay. And one of those conditions is that mom had to take a psychiatric evaluation, correct?
That's correct.
And have you been able to verify whether she took that evaluation?
Yes,
Okay. And she has taken it, correct?
that's correct.
And she's placed on medication, yes?
Yes.
Now, have you verified whether mom has already begun engaging in individual counseling?
Yes, to a certain extent.
Okay, but mom has been engaging per her criminal probation, correct?
Yes, she is
All right.
complying.
All right, and so mom also has to take random drug and urine testing for probation, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, and so outside of that, you're asking for mom to engage in what services that she's already not engaging in?
The BIP,
Okay, and that is based on the case that the intake was done on, correct?
that's correct.
Okay, and has mom already done that evaluation?
She has completed it.
Okay, and you also stated that you wanted mom to do a substance abuse assessment, correct?
That's correct.
All right, and in your actual FBSS case, there has been no allegations of drug use, correct?
In my FBSS case, she has not tested positive for a substance
Okay,
from the
and
department.
and outside of that, do you believe that the services that mom is already receiving outside of CPS, you don't believe that those services are already addressing anything that CPS needs to address with the family?
I believe they're helping her.
Okay. And the child IF, you stated is placed with the grandmother, correct?
That's correct.
And that was something that the mother did voluntarily prior to this case.
Yes,
Okay. And a part of her actual probation conditions is that she's not to be unsupervised with that child, correct?
that's correct.
Okay. And since the intake, has there been any other intakes concerning these parents?
Um, typic there has been another intake.
Okay. And what was that intake?
Um, it was an intake after the babies were born.
Okay. And was that intake dealing with domestic violence between the parents?
No, it wasn't.
Okay. That's all I have, Judge.
All right. And was that intake investigated, and is there a disposition?
I'm unaware of the disposition at this time.
I am here for that if you need any questions answered, Judge.
All right, thank you, Ms. Gorzoria. All right, Ms. Iverson.
Yes, sir. When was it you said that the department asked mother to start on her services?
You're asking me?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, ask me that again. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's okay. What the date wise? When was it that you asked the mother to begin her services?
When I initially got the case,
Date wise, please.
soon after April 15th,
Of what year?
2025.
Okay. And at that time, you did not ask any services to be performed by the dad, correct?
That's
Mr.
correct.
Martinez. When did the department change their mind and decide to ask services of him as well?
That was around October.
So 5 months later, you decided that he should have some services as well.
That's correct.
And what were those services that you requested?
We asked Mr. Martinez to complete a BIP assessment as
So a
well as
BIP assessment as, sorry, go ahead.
sorry, and follow recommendations and a psychosocial.
Is it true that when he agreed to take the BIP assessment that he was told that this was just finalizing, closing this case out?
Some of the requirements for getting a case closed is to complete
Objection non-responsive.
Sustained.
Could you answer the question, please?
Will you answer me again? I'm sorry.
Sure. Isn't it true that when Mr. Martinez agreed to take this BIP assessment, he was told that it was just a formality to get the case closed out.
I'm not for sure about those words per se. We did ask him to do it and he completed it.
Object to non-responsive portion.
Sustained.
It doesn't need to be the same words. So I'll rephrase my question. Isn't it true that it was conveyed to Mr. Martinez that this was a formality, procedural formality for closing out this case when he agreed to take that BIP assessment?
If there were not any recommendations,
Object to non-responsive.
Sustained.
Yes or no? Was the idea conveyed to Mr. Martinez when he agreed to take the BIP assessment that this was a procedural matter for closing out the case?
yes,
As Mr. Martinez, so the BIP assessment was as a perpetrator of domestic violence allegedly or victim of domestic violence allegedly?
well, the BIP assessment basically will determine if you're the victim, or in this case, he was the victim based on the allegations. So,
And has he
go
has he
ahead.
maintained all along that there is no domestic violence in the home, that this was a single incident?
Yes,
And has he also maintained that domestic violence is not an issue in their home? This was a mental illness issue.
yes,
Would you say it's fair to say that this family has taken the mother's mental health very seriously since then?
yes,
And do they both express that they intend to continue addressing any mental health issues?
yes.
I'll pass the witness.
All right, thank you, Ms. Purdue-Wheeler.
Thank you, Judge. Ma'am, did you say that the father in this case did take a BIP assessment?
Yes,
And what were the results of that?
that he did qualify for BIP. And it was
And,
recommended that he start the BIP program.
and did he follow through with that?
No BIP program, no.
Now you have been able to confirm that mom was doing everything that she's supposed to be doing through adult probation. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And so the only thing that we're really missing here that wasn't already included in adult probation was the BIP program, both for mom and dad.
Yes,
Now at this time we have twins, which are obviously in the home. I think I saw one of them bouncing around with dad a second ago. And have you or anyone from that is working this case with you been out to the home recently to check on that?
we haven't been welcome there, but I did see the babies in the hospital.
How were the babies in the hospital?
They were doing well. They were discharged soon after I left the hospital.
They have any issues at birth?
Some feeding issues initially.
Were those quickly resolved though?
Yes,
Did the parents appear to have what they needed to take those twins home?
yes, they did have proper sleeping arrangements for the children.
But you've been unable to determine the safety of the home at this time.
That's correct.
No further questions, Judge. I would pass this witness.
All right, thank you.
May-
Back to you, Ms. And yes, any other questions before we go back to Mr. Hip? Was that Ms. Iverson?
I do have a
You may, you may.
Isn't it true that the mother has also always maintained that this is not a domestic violence issue, that she needed help with her mental health, and that's being addressed?
Yes.
Nothing further.
All right, thank you. Ms. Aber, I believe you indicated that you have verified that the mother did a psychiatric for, I guess, her bond, pursuant to her bond conditions. Do you know, and that she is subsequently on meds, do you know when that psychiatric evaluation occurred?
That took place on 4/21.
Okay, and so that was about the time, that was the month that you began working with the family?
That's correct.
Okay. And do you believe that since then to the present that she has maintained her medication regimen?
Yes.
Okay. Are you aware of any law enforcement calls out to the home since your involvement?
I have not received any notification. I have not gotten any police call outs.
Okay. Is that an inquiry you have made of someone?
Yes, there was a initially when I got the case, we like to get like the police report and things like that. So I was able to obtain that from the incident.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Any other questions from anyone for Ms. Aber? All right. If not, Mr. Hip, you may call your next.
Ms. Garzoria?
And let me make sure she was sworn. Were you sworn, Ms. Garzoria?
I was not, Your Honor.
Right. If you'll raise your right hand, start your video if you can, but either way, raise your right hand to be sworn. Please, ma'am, do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God? Yes?
Yes, I do.
Thank you. You may proceed.
And state your name, please.
Maria Garzoria.
And there was another referral which you are prepared to address?
Yes.
And when did that come in?
I'm sorry, let me go to the date right quick. Well, I don't recall. I just know it was around the time that I think it was around the time the twins were born. I don't recall the exact date.
Okay. And what was the nature of that referral?
It was in regards to her already, or the family already having an open case, and that there was new children being born into the family that already had an open case.
Okay. And do you have some additional concerns as a result of that new referral?
The only concerns we have are we have not been able to assess the safety of the home either. We were told that we couldn't come out to the home and that I guess we needed to wait for court. This is what the mother explained to us.
Okay. And when was that?
The last time the caseworker attempted, I want to say was sometime last week, maybe the beginning of the week.
Okay. And so you have not been able to assess the home where the twins, the newborn twins were taken, correct?
Correct.
And you think that is necessary, correct?
I do, just so that we can establish, the safety in the home, that they have sleeping arrangements that are appropriate and things like that.
Okay. And given mom's mental health history, that is your concern, correct?
Correct.
Pass the witness.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Hyber-Lindsay.
Thank you. So the intake was simply because mom had new children as of December 2nd. Can you hear me?
I'm sorry, I was on mute. Yes, I believe that's correct. I don't believe there was any new allegations of abuse or neglect. It was that, that the two children were born, the new children.
Okay. And so what investigation did that require on your part?
So we still need to assess the safety in the home due to the ongoing concerns of the previous case.
Okay. And so you stated when counsel asked that her mental health is your concern for, I guess, safety. Could you elaborate on what safety issues would there be if mom has been engaging in her services?
Well, at the time we didn't know what she was doing in the services, and we don't know what the home looks like. We don't know where these children are sleeping. We don't know exactly what's going on. We didn't know at the time if the father had engaged in any kind of services, so we were kind of in the dark of what was going on. And we still don't know what the home looks like because we haven't been able to come in or even talk to them about the new case that came in.
Okay. That's all I have, Judge.
All right, thank you, Ms. Iverson.
Would you agree with me that there are no longer any guns in the home?
I don't know if there are guns in the home or not.
Would you agree that would be a condition of her probation?
I didn't hear that earlier. I'm sorry, so I'm not sure what her conditions are.
You didn't inquire into that?
We have not been able to speak to mother, and I don't believe the caseworker, I don't think she's on, if she's reached out to anybody with probation.
And so you also have not obtained the conditions of the probation?
No, ma'am, investigations has not, to my knowledge.
That's the witness.
All right, thank you, Ms. Purdue-Wheeler.
I have no questions.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Gorzoria, has the department filed or intends to file an aid to investigate?
We had not decided on that yet, Judge. Was kind of waiting to see, because mom told us she would, I guess, let us know once we come to court whether we're going to be allowed to come into the home and see the children and see the environment. If she is in agreement with that, we don't need to file anything. But if she's not, then I'd have to reach out to my upper management and speak to Mr. Hip in regards to that.
Sure, but heretofore she's not been amenable to that.
Correct.
And you've not been able to assess the home to your satisfaction.
Correct.
All right, thank you. Any other questions from anyone for Ms. Gorzoria? Okay, Mr. Hip, you may call your next, if any.
Can I ask her a question?
No, ma'am. Stand by. No.
Okay.
I'd call the mother, Your Honor.
All right, I just muted you all, so unmute, please.
State your name, please, ma'am.
Yeah.
Brisa Marangulo.
Okay, turn your video on, please, ma'am.
There we go.
There we go.
State your name, please.
Brisa Mar Guzman Angulo.
Okay. Has CPS asked to see your home?
Yes.
And why have you denied them access?
This was only recent until after the babies were born and when they wanted to serve me. After the person served me, I thought it would be best we wait till court.
Okay. As we sit here today, do you have a problem with allowing CPS to view your home?
I don't have an issue. Rika's been in here dozens of times. Every single time Rika comes to my house, she's more than welcome to come in. She sat on my couch. She's been through these rooms. So for them to try to sit here and say they haven't assessed the home, that is a lie.
You say she's been in the house?
Yes, she's been in the house. Each one of our visits, she comes inside my house, sits on my couch, and we discuss.
Okay. Has she seen
Just a moment, just a moment. Mr. Martinez, I think I might be hearing you talk in the background. So
I
A,
told
just
him.
a moment. A, don't do that. B, do not assist the mother in any of her testimony. All right, you may continue.
And has Ms. Abear been able to see where the twins are sleeping?
Yes, she's seen the double playpen we have. I sent her photos because back in November she said all we need is photos and then we'll be able to close the case by the 26th of November. And then November 26th comes by. Oh, well, my supervisor went out of town. We had to prolong it to December.
Okay, thank you. I'll pass the witness.
All right, thank you, Ms. Ivor Lindsay.
Thank you, Judge. If I can just briefly go through my direct questions I was going to have.
You may.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Anguillo, you have been on deferred since April 1st of 2025, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and you are currently in compliance with your probation, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and so when you were initially put on probation, were you pregnant with the twins yet?
Yes, I was. But I found out I found out in May I was pregnant already. But those months I was pregnant already. Yeah.
Okay. And a part of your probation conditions are one is to refrain from any drug and alcohol use, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you are drug tested regularly, yes?
Yes, ma'am.
You also were required to do a substance abuse assessment, yes?
Yes, ma'am. And I
And
sent that to you.
and have you completed it?
Yes, ma'am.
And you also were required to do a psychiatric evaluation, yes?
Yes.
And you completed that prior to even engaging in services with the department, yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and you are following the recommendations of your psychiatrist.
Yes, ma'am.
And currently, are you prescribed any type of medication?
Yes, I do. I'm on Prozac, Abilify, and Zyprexa.
And you are complying with that medication?
Yes, ma'am.
And how often do you see your psychiatrist?
Once to twice a month. We make an appointment. She comes out here and sees me in my home.
Okay, and you're also engaging in individual counseling, yes?
Yes.
And who is your service provider for your individual counseling?
Jennifer Cook.
And Jennifer
from
Cook,
Tri-County.
from Char County. Okay, and how often do you engage in individual counseling?
Once or twice a month.
And the reason for that individual counseling is due to the case that brought this department into that brought the child into the department, essentially into the realm of the department for services.
Yes.
Okay. And throughout that counseling, do you guys engage in any type of anger management? Address that issue?
We talk a lot about coping skills. We well, I guess it's more of like communication therapy. I talk about how I feel. We go over how what I would do in certain situations, or how I would fix it, or you could try this. Yes.
And outside of that, what other things do you have to do to be compliant with your probation?
Well, I mean, I go to probation once a month. We have the drug testing, making sure, supervised visits with my baby. As long as someone's there, I'm able to be around her. Um, I think that's it.
Okay. And to date, you are compliant.
Yes.
Now, has anyone from the department reached out to you to verify these services that you're already completing?
Well, my caseworker Rika, she's the one who knows I've done all this.
Okay. And do you believe that the court needs to court order you to do the service that you're already complying with?
The thing is, they kept trying to offer more services, like the policy with, me being pregnant. I barely found out about that policy when I got discharged from the hospital. If CPS has been prolonging the case since April, they have. Instead of telling me, hey, these are all the services you need, I would have done them already. But Rika keeps coming back every month saying, oh, hey, look, we need to do this. Oh, hey, look, we need to do that. And then with her also telling us, well, we just need this assessment in order to close out the case. Oh, I just need pictures of where the baby sleeps so we can close out the case. So
Okay.
this is why we're here now.
Okay. And so do you believe that the court needs to order today any services for you to complete?
No, ma'am.
Okay. That's all I have, Judge. I'll pass the witness.
All right, thank you, Ms. Iverson.
Yes, sir. Would you agree that, well, no, let me retract that. Do you believe domestic violence is an issue in your home?
No.
And have you expressed that repeatedly to the department?
Yes, I have.
And you've stated a whole lot of things you're doing to address your mental health. Do you, fair to say you're taking that very seriously, correct?
Yes, absolutely. Because there was a time where Rika had told me that her supervisor went ahead and told her, remind her why the case is open. Remind her. And I told Rika, like, I live with that every day of my life. And for your supervisor to sit here and do that, that's not empathetic of her, very unprofessional.
And do you have every intention of continuing to take those issues seriously for a very long time?
I do, absolutely. Like, I live with what happened to me that day. I live with it every day. I always think about it, and I think about it every day. There's not a day that passes that I don't, and it bothers me. And in order for me to be okay, I do remind myself every day why this happened.
Is Mr. Martinez supportive of you in doing so?
Yes, he is. He very well is.
Does he also consider it very important that you continue to address these things seriously for a very long time?
Yeah, absolutely. There's no end to my therapy. Like, I even talked to Tri-County and they told me they don't have end to my therapy until I say stop. If not, we're going to keep on doing the same thing. I see my therapist twice a month or once a month, depending, if she's busy or not.
I'll pass the witness. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Ms. Purdue-Wheeler.
I have no questions, Judge.
All right, thank you. Back to you, Mr. Hipp.
Yes, ma'am. Did you test positive for probation?
Who, me?
Did you test positive for probation?
Yes, I did.
I'm sorry?
I said yes, I did.
What was it?
Marijuana.
Okay. When was that?
A couple of months ago, like by October, I believe. It's October or September. I don't know.
Okay. And you haven't smoked any pot since?
No, I didn't smoke. It was an honest mistake.
Describe that.
I was at my friend's house and I'm pregnant and I wanted candy and she had candy on her table and I didn't know it was a THC laced candy.
Okay. All right. Okay. Pass the witness.
All right, thank you. Ms. Angelo, the medications that you listed earlier, do you believe, A, do you believe you need to be on those? B, have they helped?
Yes, they have. They have helped me a lot. From what I understand about myself and the way my body works, I'm chemically imbalanced. The days that I do stay on my medication, I feel better about myself, my train of thought, and my thinking. You know, when I did stop my medication, I also started to notice I would get more mood swings. My therapist would have to come out more often out here to come talk to me.
How often do you see your psychiatrist or whomever prescribes?
Once or twice a month, and if not, I call her, leave her a voicemail, and she'll return my call.
And do you and Mr. Martinez live together?
Yes, we do.
Are there any guns, any weapons in your home?
No.
Does either of you have any access to any?
No. Well, no.
And to what did you plead guilty?
Assault with the aggravated assault with a deadly weapon.
So a felony?
Yes.
Right. And how long is your deferred adjudication?
5 years.
So you have what, almost a year behind you?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
All right. Any other questions from anyone for Ms. Angelo? All right. Thank you, Mr.
I do
Hip, you may-
briefly, Judge, I'm sorry, just briefly. Ms. Anguilla, where do the children sleep?
In their playpens, the double. Oh, you want to see them? Hold on. There you go. Oh, wrong one. Hold on. How do I flip this around? Oh, okay.
It's okay. You said they have a double playpen
Yeah,
that they
they have
sleep in?
Yeah.
Okay. And so, do you have car seats for the twins as well?
Yes, I do. Leave that alone.
It's okay. I don't need to see it. I'm just asking questions. Okay.
Okay.
And are there any other children that live in your home besides the twins?
Nope, just the twins.
Okay. And do you guys have adequate formula and diapers and wipes for babies?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And have they been regularly seen by their pediatrician?
Yes, I do, and I have other future appointments set as well.
Okay. And does the pediatrician have any concerns?
No.
That's all I have, Judge.
Okay, thank you. Ma'am, how often do you see your child IF?
Every weekend.
And is that supervised?
Yeah, my visits have to be supervised. As long as someone's there, I'm able to be with her.
All right. And when does that protective order expire?
When my probation ends.
Okay, so 5 years.
Yes, sir.
Do you know whether she is in any sort of therapy or counseling?
No, she didn't need it.
Who said?
From what they determined, I guess at my stepmom's house, she didn't need any therapy.
Who's
Right.
they? Who's they?
Well, my stepmom, the caseworker that goes out there.
Okay. All right. Okay, thank you. Mr. Hip, you may call your next, if any.
Just for the mom, has anybody told you that sleeping arrangement that you have right there for those kids is safe?
What do you mean? It is safe.
With all those blankets there?
Object asked and answered.
Well, I think the question was, has anyone told you it was safe? And the answer was, it is safe. So the question's not been answered yet.
Was
It is the I put the blankets over. It's not like smushing them or suffocating them.
Has anyone told you that's a safe sleeping arrangement?
Yes, that's a safe. They're safe.
Who told you that was safe?
Everything from what I watch on YouTube, from when I had left the hospital.
I'll pass this.
Okay, thank you. You may call your next, if any, Mr. Hip.
Just briefly with Ms. Hebert. Ms. Hebert.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. The mom was saying that you've been out there and you visited with her and you've seen the sleeping arrangements.
Yes, I've been to her home numerous times before the children were born. And then right when they were born, I was able to see the pack and play, Eric let me in to see the double pack and play for the children. The children weren't there, so I could not see technically the safe sleep arrangements, but I did see that they do have proper sleep arrangements.
You do think they're proper?
Well, being a double, there's not sleeping together, so they are separated. However, just looking at the photograph, the blankets would be a concern if I were to be face to face with the client. I would say to swaddle the children in the blanket, and that's all I would have in the crib.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I'll pass the witness.
All right, thank you. Any other questions from anyone for Ms. Hebert?
No, Judge.
Ms. Hebert, do you have for example, a pamphlet or a website or a video concerning kind of a primer on safe sleep that you can forward to the parents?
Yes, I do. I could forward that to them. Yes.
Okay.
And I know that Ms. Brisa Moore has completed a parenting class.
Okay. All right, thank you. Any other witnesses, Mr. Hipp?
No, sir.
All right, thank you. Any witnesses, Ms. Ivory Lindsay, Ms. Iverson, Ms. Purdue Wheeler, in that order?
I don't, Judge.
I'll call my client briefly, Your Honor.
Fine. Mr. Martinez, if you will, you have been sworn. If you can come to the phone, come to the camera and resume the video, please. Thank you. Okay. All right. Give sir, if you can, there we go. Get stationary and all right. So you're still kind of horizontal there. You can there we go. Okay, and if we can make the camera stationary, and you were sworn, yes, you were sworn in.
Yes, sir, I was.
Okay, all right, stand by. Ms. Iverson, you may proceed.
Please state your name for the record, please, sir.
Eric Martinez?
And you've been listening to the testimony all along here today, correct?
I'm sorry?
You've been listening to the testimony all along here today, correct?
Correct.
Do you believe that domestic violence is an issue in your home?
No, I do not. I believe this was just a
Have there
one-off
been-
incident. I mean, in the 6 years I've been with her, this has been the only domestic violence incidents we've had. Going on 7 now.
And what do you believe instigated that incident?
It was more of a mental issue, you know, ever since she started her therapy and her meds. I've noticed a complete night and day difference in her. You know, she's not as rash as she used to be. I mean, it's like a different person.
And it also turned out that she was pregnant with the twins at the time, and you guys didn't know that, correct?
Correct.
And how important is it to you that she continue addressing her mental health issues?
Extremely important, you know. I mean, it's also, I'm also, what do you call, concerned for the safety of the kids. And if I felt like there was any kind of safety risk or anything, I mean, I wouldn't be, I'd be a different position right now than what I am.
Are you saying that you are protective of the children?
Correct.
And that you do not feel they are in danger at this time in any way?
I do not.
Do you believe that she takes the mental illness issues seriously?
She does. Like she says, I mean, she was, before any kind of recommendations were made by CPS about, you know, mental health or anything, she was already she was already going through the process of getting checked out and all that, you know, before they even mentioned it to her. So she was already a step ahead of the game before CPS came into the picture.
So she was on behalf of her children and the children
Correct.
to come, I suppose. She was taking responsibility on her own without anyone asking her to.
Correct. I mean, for a good little minute there, you know, CPS was having to play catch up with us, talking about, oh, we'll take this, and she, oh, well, already completed that, and you know, she had the certificates to send them to prove it.
So in other words, you guys were further along in the process than even they were in making requests.
Correct.
I'll pass the witness.
All right, thank you, Ms. Purdue-Wheeler.
I don't have any questions that haven't already been asked, Judge.
All right, thank you. And Mr. Hipp?
No questions.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Ivor Lindsay?
I don't have any questions, Judge.
Thank you. Back to you, Ms. Iverson. Any other questions or witnesses?
No, sir, arrest.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Purdue-Wheeler, any witnesses?
No, Judge, I don't have any witnesses. CASA is not on this case as a court-ordered services case.
Okay. All right. Request for closing arguments.
If anybody requests one, I'll reserve that.
All right.
I don't need to close an argument. I'm fine.
Thank you, Ms. Iverson.
No, sir.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Purdue-Wheeler.
No, Judge.
All right, at this time, based on the evidence, even if the court could make a finding over a finding under 264 203 M1, it could not make the required finding in M2. Given the services that the family is receiving from probation and the conditions of bond and probation, the court feels that there are no further services necessary to ensure the physical health or safety of the children. So hopefully this was a wake-up call, a reality check to right the ship of your family. And so long as you continue on this path, well, at least for another 11 years and 11 months, 10 months, I think you'll be okay. If not, we will be here if you need us, and hopefully you won't need us. So continue with your services and your regimen. So with that, the department's petition for ordered services required participation is hereby denied at this time. All right, so you all are free to go. Thank you very much. Please take care.
Thank you, Judge. You too.
Thank you, Judge.
Right.
Just may be
Thank you.
dismissed.
You may be, yes, dismissed and excused. And Mr. Hipp, will see you and a handful of others at 1:30 then.
Okay, hopefully
Thank you,
with
Judge.
better
Thank you,
connection.
Judge.
Right, no, thank you all. We'll see you then, some of you then. Thank you. Calling cause number 25DC CV 01658 in the interest of RF and AF for a status hearing. Is the mother, Emily Fowler, present? Emily Fowler.
Yes, sir, I am.
Right, thank you very much. Make sure you're not driving, no?
I'm not, no, sir.
Okay. All right, very good, thank you. And what about Hunter Fowler? Hunter Fowler. We have Mr. Kirkwood. Is Mr. Fowler still, well, incarcerated?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. And Ms. McGee, good morning. If you were speaking, I'm not sure. Let's see if we can hear you.
Yes, Judge, I was muted on my other device. But yes, Judge, I was just going to say, it's my understanding he is still incarcerated.
Okay, very, very good. Is everyone ready for the status hearing?
I think so, Judge, I am.
Okay, very good. So with that, let me get everyone who may testify, Ms. Fowler, Ms. Thomas, Ms. Foyle, whomever may, Ms. Logereau, perhaps I see her unmuted. All right, so if you all will raise your right hands to be sworn. Okay, thank you. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God? Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, that's everyone. So
Recording in progress.
Mr. Hip, you may call your first as soon as you're ready. Well, bear with us.
Okay.
I think he's here. Okay.
I finally got my connection corrected. Ms. Thomas, would you state your name, please?
Yes, Alyssa Thomas.
And you're the caseworker for this case, correct?
Yes, I am.
And did you go over the family service plan with the parents?
I went over the service plan with Emily Fowler. I've gone over it verbally with Hunter Fowler.
Okay. And did they understand the services that CPS is requesting?
Yes.
And did they indicate their intention to complete the services?
Yes, they both did.
Okay. And did they sign the service plans?
They haven't signed the plans yet.
Okay. And so first of all, what's the agency's goal?
Family reunification.
And you have a backup goal?
Our concurrent goal is relative fictive kin adoption.
Okay. And so what services did you outline for the mother?
For the mother, a lot of it, we are kind of pending the reports from North Carolina. We have requested those records just to make sure we don't double up on services. We are requesting parenting classes, but if she's already completed those, then we're just requesting that she send that information to us. Same with the counseling. If she's already completing those sessions, then just to send us that information. That way she doesn't have to double up on services. We are also requesting steady employment, full-time employment, and safe and stable housing.
Okay. And does she have housing?
She is currently living with her mother.
Okay. Is that what you would consider safe and stable?
I've spoken with the caseworker in North Carolina briefly, and she said she doesn't think it would be suitable to house 2 young children. But again, we're kind of waiting for the documentation before we can really have a good understanding.
Okay. And what about for the father? What services does he have?
We are requesting that he complete parenting classes, a substance use assessment, weekly counseling, a psychosocial, and parenting classes.
Okay. And he's currently is he out on bond?
No, sir. He's still in the jail in Bell County.
In Bell County? What do you know why he's in Bell?
He was just moved out of Liberty County due to all the jail issues that they have right now. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you haven't been up to Bell to visit him. You just went over with him on the phone?
Correct.
And what did he say he wanted?
He said that he would complete whatever services were requested of him.
Okay, good. All right. And so you've already gone over his services. Okay. I think I'll pass the witness, Judge.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Purdue-Wheeler.
Thank you, Judge. Ma'am, have you received any email information from Miss Emily Fowler yet?
Not yet.
Okay, so she had sent me a few documents. I need to make sure that I forward them to you. I wasn't sure if you already had them.
Okay.
When you say that you requested information from North Carolina, how does that process work for you on CPS's side? Because I definitely got a crispy response?
Yes, so we had to request it like from the state depart like their equivalent to CPS. I did it on a letterhead with there's a form to fill out. So I just requested any and all records with their, version of CPS with Miss Fowler, Mr. Fowler, and the children. They did get back to me. They said it could take up to 15 business days. And I did that last week.
Oh, that's remarkably efficient.
Yeah, I hope so. We'll see.
Otherwise, has Miss Fowler been communicative with you and stayed in touch with you?
Yes, she has.
Has she been able to have any kind of visits at all with her children?
She's been having a phone visitation, and starting this Thursday, she'll be having weekly video calls with the children.
Have you had a chance to supervise any of the phone calls?
No, I haven't yet.
Have you reported that has it been reported to you that there have been any issues?
No, Miss Fowler and Miss Dawson both said they've been going well.
Okay, great. Judge, I pass the witness.
All right, thank you, Mr. Kirkwood.
You believe these services are narrowly tailored to Mr. Fowler?
Yes.
And you did indicate, and you discussed those with him, correct?
Yes.
And he indicated that he is willing to complete those services.
Yes.
Pass witness, Judge.
All right, thank you, Ms. McGee.
Thank you, Your Honor. Were you able to determine whether or not Mr. Fowler has access to any services in Bell County?
I believe he does. I'm waiting for a call back from the sergeant there, but some of the administrative staff that I spoke to indicated he would be able to complete some services virtually.
Virtually. Okay, great. And then just one question about Mom's service plan. You did have that you wanted her to complete a batterer's intervention program. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. That's kind of pending the documentation from North Carolina. Out there indicated that she may have had some history in the past, being the aggressor and in an intimate partner violence situation with Hunter. But during the family group session that we had, it was decided to kind of wait on those records from North Carolina, so that could be amended.
Okay, so that's pending. That may not be requested.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you. I'll pass the witness.
All right, thank you. Ms. Thomas, are you aware of any Alaskan or Native American heritage or membership eligibility on either side of the house, Ms. Fowler or Mr. Fowler?
No.
And is that something you asked them about?
I asked Ms. Fowler and she said no. I believe the investigative worker had asked Mr. Fowler and he denied it as well.
Okay. All right, thank you. Back to you, Mr. Hipp. Any other questions or witnesses?
Call the mother, please, if I could, ma'am.
Okay.
State your name, please.
Emily Fowler.
And Ms. Fowler, do you have your camera on?
I do, yes, sir.
Okay, there you are. Okay. Let me ask you that question that the judge just asked. We're talking about, you have any Native American heritage in your background?
No, sir.
Okay. And just tell me, you understand I'm the attorney for CPS, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Tell the court what you want to happen here.
I would love for my children to be back with me here in North Carolina. I believe they are better off with me. I do have a support system here. I have family here. I have a really good job. I just started a new job. I can get Audrey therapy here. I do attend therapy and I can get her services from the same place as well. That is my desire.
great. And why are they not with you? Why were they here?
So in October of 2024, our kids were removed from both of us. And then they were with my grandparents, and then they fell sick.
Pause. Objection, Judge. I'm gonna object to relevance just because we've talked about this like all 3 times that we've come to court already.
Response, if any, Mr. Hip.
I haven't heard it from her, if I recall, but if it has been discussed, I'm not going to push the issue. I just don't recall.
Okay. The court recalls. So next question.
Okay, that's fine. And you heard Ms. Thomas go over the services that CPS is requesting, right?
Yes, sir.
And you understand that?
Yes, sir.
And you plan to complete those?
Yes, sir. I do attend therapy already, and I have since last October, or over a year actually in October, and I have attended parenting classes.
Okay. And you can get that documentation to Ms. Thomas?
Yes, sir. I didn't send it to her, but I did send it to my lawyer, Miss Wheeler.
Okay, perfect. That's good enough. Okay, thank you. Pass the witness.
All right, thank you, Ms. Porter Wheeler.
I swear as soon as I figure out how to get muted again, it goes away and I can't. Anyways, Emily, you did send me that stuff. You sent me a bulk email that had kind of that information. Do you want me to just forward that email straight to Miss Thomas, or do you want me to kind of piece it out?
You can send it to her. That's fine.
Okay, fantastic. I'll do that today. And because just briefly, I know you said you've been in therapy. How long have you been going to your current therapist?
Since October of 2024.
And what do you think you learned from that?
I've learned better how to handle stress. I've definitely learned not to bottle up my feelings, but to actually promote them in a healthier way.
Okay, great. And you said you got a new job. I want to make sure the court knows about that. What's your new job?
So I work at Somerset Court. It's a assisted living facility where I am a PCA. I'm a personal care attendant, basically like a CNA.
Okay, great. And you said you do have insurance on the children still in North Carolina?
I do, yes.
All right. No further questions, Judge. I pass this witness.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Kirkwood.
No questions of this witness, Judge.
All right, thank you. Ms. McGee.
Thank you. Ms. Fowler, did you hear Ms. Thomas's testimony about the suitability of your current living situation for 2 kids?
I did. So there is room for my 2 children. Me and my mom we're already prepared. If something happens, and we need to get the kids, we will make sure there's room for them. I can have beds for them. I can get car seats for them. That's no problem. I have her full support, and she's willing to help me with whatever I need regarding the children.
Okay. Would you be willing to provide your attorney with some pictures of your home and pictures of where the children would be sleeping and everything?
Sure, that would be fine.
Okay, thank you. I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Ms. Fowler, has North Carolina or anyone else asked you to do any sort of domestic violence class or therapy?
No, sir.
All right. And do you have any of your other children living with you at this time?
No, sir. So I have an active CPS case here in North Carolina, but the
Right.
case will be closed on March 3rd.
Okay. And at that time, do you expect the children to come back to you?
Yes, sir.
And tell me what their ages are.
11. She's 11.
Okay. Right. Now, Ms. Thomas has conveyed I guess, North Carolina's concerns about the children, our children, being placed with you and your mom. I don't know, it wasn't clear to me whether this was merely a space issue, but does your mother have any CPS or whatever CPS's counterpart is called there, or criminal history at all?
No, sir, none at all.
All right. Any other questions from anyone for Ms. Fowler? Okay. All right. Thank you, ma'am. You can, thank you very much. You can go back to mute. And Mr. Hip, you may call your next, if any.
Casa, briefly, can I get somebody to state her name, please?
Dottie Logereau with Casa.
Okay. Tell the court how the kids are doing.
The kids are doing fine. They're with their paternal grandparents, and I've only been able to visit with them once, but they were seemed very happy. The little girl was sick at the time, but she was being well cared for. They seem to be very bonded with their grandmother.
So I guess you didn't observe a phone call.
Correct.
With the mom.
I have not.
Okay. All right. Is there anything the kids need at this time that they're not getting?
No, sir.
Okay. I'll pass the witness.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Purdue-Wheeler.
I have no questions for this witness, Judge.
Okay. Thank you. And Mr. Kirkwood.
Questions, Your Honor.
Okay. Thank you. And Ms. McGee.
No questions, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. All right, Ms. Logereau, thank you very much. Mr. Hip, you may call your next.
Don't have any more.
Okay. Any other witnesses from anyone? Ms. Purdue-Wheeler, Mr. Kirkwood, Ms. McGee?
No, Judge.
No witnesses, Your Honor.
No witnesses.
Right. Okay, thank you. So with that, the court does hereby find that both parents' family plans of service are narrowly tailored. The court hereby makes them both orders of the court and incorporates them therein. Placement is approved to continue. TMC shall continue. The court approves of the visitation schedule as laid out. Our next hearing is for an initial permanency hearing on May the 1st at 9 a.m. Final trial is presently set for November the 13th at 1:30. Our dismissal date is December the 7th of this year. So, Ms. Fowler, thank you for being here once again and working your services. Recall that the law requires me to admonish you, and Mr. Fowler, were he here, that if at the end of this case, if you're not willing and able to provide a safe environment for your children, your parental rights may be further restricted or even terminated permanently. I believe you understand that, and I believe that you don't want that to happen. So continue doing what you're doing and not doing what you're not doing. All right. And
Yes, sir. Thank you, Judge.
Please take care. And we'll see you again May the 1st at 9 a.m. So, all right. So you all are excused on the Fowler matter. I will sign orders to that effect. And let's check back in on the number 3 on the docket services case. All right, calling cause number 26DC, CB00064, Department of Family and Protective Services versus Brianna Ballard for a motion to participate. Calling again for the mother, Brianna Ballard. Brianna Ballard. If you're on the phone appearing, you'll may very well need to press star six to unmute and announce your appearance. Brianna Ballard. All right, I believe we have Ms. Iverson and Ms. Trousdale. So Ms. Iverson, I'll look to you to let me know whether this is agreed or contested or something else.
I'll have to say something else because I've had no contact with Ms. Ballard.
Okay. Mr. Hipp, do we have service on Ms. Ballard?
It's my understanding all parties were served.
Okay, and is she the only respondent, the only one whom you're asking services of?
No. I'm looking at the citations now. Eric Martinez.
Yeah, I believe, let's see, I think that's the,
Oh.
yeah, that was the number one case, Mr. Martinez.
Oh, that's the wrong case.
It looks like Brianna Ballard is the only respondent on the number 3 case.
No service on her.
Okay, no service. All right. So with that, let me ask the worker. Who is our worker on the Ballard matter? Ms. Aber, Ms. Johnson, just going by Ms.
Morning.
Johnson.
Yes.
Morning. Are you the worker on the Brianna Ballard matter?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any reason to believe that she is either here or on her way virtually?
I doubt she's on her way or on her way to court or virtually. That's been one of the biggest problems in this case, is getting her to comply.
All right. So we're going to reset this matter to February the 6th. February the 6th. Mr. Hipp, is that okay with you? 9 o'clock?
Fine with me.
All right. Okay. Ms. Trousdale and Ms. Iverson.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Ms. Trousdale, have you been able to see the children yet?
No, sir, I don't have contact information. If I could get that.
Okay. Ms. Johnson, before we let you go, are both of the children still with Ms. Ballard?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Both of them. All right. So appears like we have a 5-year-old and a 14-year-old. Is that roughly
Yes.
correct? Close.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, all right, Ms. Trousdale, do you feel like you have a good locating or contact information?
No, sir, I don't. That's what I need.
Okay.
I don't either. So if that could be shared with both of us, I'd appreciate it.
Okay, Ms. Johnson, so if you could maybe forward to your counsel so that he might forward the mother's address and any phone numbers, any contact information for the mother and or the children to both Ms. Trousdale, who represents the children, and Ms. Iverson, who represents the mother.
Yes.
That would help us out. So, all right. So with that, thank you all very much. Again, reset February the 6th at 9 a.m. for motion to participate in 26DC CB 00064. DFPS versus Brianna Ballard. All right. Thank you. Okay, that brings us to the number 6 Sheffield matter. Number 6 Sheffield for an initial permanency hearing. All right, calling cause number 25DC CB 01197 in the interest of PS. Is the mother for permanency, initial perm, is the mother Leisha Adams present? Leisha Adams. If you're on the phone, ma'am, please press *6 to unmute Alicia Adams. All right, what about Christopher Sheffield? Christopher Sheffield.
They have moved him again, prison wise. So he has not been served yet. And I don't know if somebody's already been appointed to represent him.
I have, but I didn't know. I couldn't find him in the past. I know now that he's moved, but
yeah, and he's been moved evidently. And now I am told that they sent the genetic testing to the new prison where he is.
Okay, and do we know, is this the unit where he's going to be for a minute?
I can't tell you.
Okay, well, we'll see, I guess. Okay. Well, hopefully long enough to be served and tested. All right.
Suppose I'm told until July.
Okay. All right. Very good. So with that, Ms. Trousdale, Mr. Kirkwood, Ms. Ivory Lindsay, let me get everybody sworn in who may testify. I'm guessing it might be Ms. McBride and Ms. Martin. Anybody else who may testify, if you'll raise your right hands to be sworn, please. Do you all swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God? Yes? Yes?
Yes.
All right, that's everyone. Thank you. Mr. Hipp, you may proceed.
Ms. McBride, state your name, please.
Constance McBride.
And this child is currently placed with a relative, correct?
Yeah, she's placed with, she's in a kinship placement.
Okay. And she's a newborn, correct?
She is 2.
She's 2? Okay. All right. And so how's she doing there?
She's doing very well. I got a call from the caregiver last week, just following up, and she said that there were no concerns, things were going great. She was just waiting on Region 8A to reach out to her for her full home study.
Okay. And now, have you heard from the mother, or you or your worker?
We have not.
Y'all haven't had any contact with her?
No.
So is that safe to say that she has not done any services?
She has not.
Y'all, I'm gonna pass the witness right now because I got to mute.
All right, thank you, Ms. Trousdale.
Yes, sir. When was the last time you had contact with Alicia Adams?
The caseworker last had contact in December.
And where was Miss Adams?
What was that question?
And where was mom at the time?
Mom was living with a boyfriend, and it was believed that there was domestic violence in the home and continued drug use.
Okay, you said she was living where?
In a home with a boyfriend.
Okay, thank you. And so the last contact was
Ms. Trousdale. Ms. Trousdale, I'm sorry.
Yes, sir.
It was further stated with domestic violence and drug issues with the boyfriend.
Oh, okay. Well, I would object to that answer, judge's hearsay unless the caseworker or supervisor has personal knowledge.
I'll sustain and strike it.
Ask that it be struck. Thank you, Judge. Sorry. And you said the last contact the caseworker had with Miss Adams was in December, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know if Miss Adams has been incarcerated since that time?
I do not know.
Okay. Okay. Do you know if any of the family has had contact with Miss Adams?
No.
And do you know the last time that she had a visit with her daughter?
She has not had a visit with her daughter.
Okay. And you said she's, I believe you stated a few minutes ago, she's not engaged in any services as of yet, correct?
Correct.
Do you know if she was provided with the resources? Well, was she provided with a service plan?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know when she was provided with that?
I do not have a date for that. No.
Can you forward that service plan to me, please?
I can, yes.
Okay, thank you. I'll pass the witness, Judge.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Kirkwood.
No questions, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Ivory Lindsay.
Thank you, Ms. McBride. Now, the placement that the child is in is more like a fictive kin, correct?
Correct.
And they have done a preliminary home study that was approved.
Correct.
Okay, and do you believe that this placement is appropriate and safe?
I do, yes.
That's all I have, Judge.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, thank you. Ms. McBride, are they engaged in the PCA, assuming they're qualified to do so?
Assuming they're qualified, yes. We, 8A, it's private, so we are struggling. I have had to escalate our request up to our upper management to get someone out there to do a home study so that she can continue to move forward in the licensing process.
Okay. All right. If you need an order, an expedited order, if you believe that would help, then Mr. Hip, you can just submit one and I'll consider it. All right. Thank you. Mr. Hip, you may call your next, if any.
Casa, could I get either the coordinator or the volunteer?
I am the coordinator, Tracy Martin. I'm standing in for Margie Robinson, the advocate.
And how's this child doing?
She is doing very well. I believe she moved mid-December to the new home, and she's adapted very well.
What do you mean to the new home?
She was moved from her aunt and uncle that were here locally and moved to a fictive kin placement. And
Okay, and she's doing well?
yes, she is doing well.
Have you seen her in the new placement, or is your volunteer?
I have not seen her. We have had a virtual visit with her in January, and she was very happy playing. They had a quite lengthy visit virtually, and so she was in and out of the camera playing and showing her toys and showing her room. She was engaged in that visit.
Okay. And you've had no contact with the mother?
No, we haven't had like individual contact. She did she did show up for a 5th month meeting that we had in December, and we did get to have her, we got to hear her on that meeting. But that's the only contact CASA has had with her.
Did during that meeting, who else was in that meeting?
There were, caseworkers, and I would have to go back and look at my notes to see who all was there.
Did she indicate what she wants to happen here?
Well, she indicated she wanted to work her services and was going to do that and wanted her daughter back.
Okay. I'll pass witness.
All right, thank you, Ms. Trousdale.
When did you say your last contact was with mom? Was it at that FGC?
Yes, that was, I think it was December the 2nd.
Yeah. Okay.
But we haven't had any direct contact. Like anytime I've tried to call her or CASA's tried to call her, we haven't been able to get a hold of her.
Have you tried to text her?
I will have to ask Margie if she's tried to text her. I know I've reached out by phone.
Okay. Do you know if mom has had any type of contact with the child at all?
I don't believe so.
Okay, I pass witness.
All right, thank you, Mr. Kirkwood. I'm sorry, Mr. Kirkwood, any questions for Ms. Martin? Let's see, I believe Mr. Kirkwood might have dropped off. We'll give him a moment to reconnect. There he is. All right, Mr. Kirkwood, it looks like you're back. Any questions for Ms. Martin?
No questions, Judge. I apologize. I couldn't get it off unmute.
Not at all. Okay, thank you. Ms. Ivor Lindsay.
Thank you. Ms. Martin, now the home that Paige is in, they have previously adopted a child, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So do you think that the licensing, that they would have any issues once licensing finally goes through?
No, ma'am.
And do they have any other, how many children do they have in their home?
I believe one.
Okay. And you said that you haven't been in contact with mom since we had the meeting on the 2nd of December, correct?
No, we try monthly to contact mom.
Okay. But on that call, we actually went through mom's service, her plan of service, correct?
Yes.
And we actually talked to her about needing to do drug testing prior to starting her visits.
Yes.
And did mom seem to understand that?
Yes.
Okay. And do you have any other concerns as far as the child's placement? Any concerns that you need addressed today?
No concerns where she's at.
That's all I have, Judge.
Okay, thank you. All right, any other questions or witnesses, Mr. Hip?
No, sir.
All right, thank you. Ms. McBride, remind me what are the goals?
It's still family reunification with a backup of relative adoption.
Okay, is there a PC coming up?
There should be, yes, sir. The 5th month.
All right. Okay, any other witnesses from anyone?
No witnesses for me, Judge.
All right, thank you. Okay, with that, the court makes the requisite findings, continues TMC and placement, finds that neither parent is present, the mother is neither present nor compliant. The court notes Mr. Sheffield is still not served. There are no parents present to admonish, so our next hearing is for a permanency before final order, and that on May the 1st. May the first at 9 a.m. Trial is presently set for July the 27th at 1:30, July the 27th at 1:30. Dismissal is August 31st of this year. So with that, I will sign an order to that effect, and thank you all very much. You are excused on the Sheffield matter. All right, the Ware matter. Number 7, Ware, we need Ms. Trousdale. We have Ms. Trousdale. So calling clause number 24 DC CV 00584 in the interest of SW and EW for a permanency review after final order. So let me get, that might be Ms. Wade and who else? Everyone who may testify, if you'll raise your right hands at this time to be sworn. All right, do you all swear or affirm that testimony you're about to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God? Yes?
Yes.
Yes, all right, thank you. That's everyone. Mr. Hipp, whenever you're ready, you may call your first.
Caseworker, state your name, please.
Caitlin Wade.
And you are adoption prep?
Yes, sir.
And first of all, tell the court how the child's doing.
The children are doing well in the home. Elizabeth is getting this therapy that she's needed. They have found a place that will come into the home to do that. I know finding services out there was a little difficult. Sterling's doing great. There's no concerns about how the kids are doing.
Okay. What services are they needing?
So Elizabeth was needing some therapy. She
Let's
is
just
on.
use their initials, please.
Sorry. Yes, E was needing some. Sorry, therapy. It is like ABA. Some behavioral therapy that she was able to get in the home. I believe they've had 3 sessions, so we're at the beginning stages of those, but they seem to be doing well.
Okay. Is there anything else that is needed at this time?
No, sir.
So what steps would have to be taken before an adoption could be completed?
The family just read the redacted case file. They are licensed. At this time, I did receive the petition to adopt, so we are working on the paperwork for that. And hopefully adoption will be in February or March.
Great.
That's the goal.
Pass the witness.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Trousdale.
I don't have anything additional.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Hipp, you may call your next, if any.
Ms. Martin, are you on this case?
I am, but Leanne Lee is the advocate and she's present.
Okay. Could you state your name, please? I don't see her.
Ms. Lee, is Ms. Lee present? I believe she was actually the first one to log on this morning. Ms. Lee, if you can unmute. Is that her, Ms. Martin, Leanne Lee?
Yes, that's her. Let me text her. Maybe she stepped away from her computer.
Okay, I thought I heard her chime in, maybe not.
I'll just send her a message.
All right, thank you. Here we are, Ms. Lee.
Yes.
Okay, very good. Were you sworn in? Ms. Lee, were you sworn in?
No, sir, I'm sorry. I had stepped away briefly.
All right, and you are on SW and EW's case, yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. So let me get you sworn in. Mr. Hipp has called you as a witness. All right, if you'll raise your right hand, please. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God? Yes?
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Would you, first of all, state your name, please?
Leanne Lee.
And Ms. Lee, tell the court how the kids are doing.
They are both doing very well. They continue, Elizabeth, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said her name right. She continues to have some behavior challenges, but the placement and therapy are working with her very much. They are happy. They were excited for Christmas. I saw them right before Christmas, and they were both eagerly looking forward to the snow they were confident would be here because it was going to be Christmas.
And how did Christmas go?
There was no snow, but they had a very good experience, a very good time for Christmas and all of that.
Okay, well, snow in Southeast Texas on Christmas, it's kind of rare.
Last year, so it was supposed to again.
Okay. Anyway, and the boy, he's doing well also?
Yes, yes, sir. Very much so.
If I recall correctly, these two didn't always get along all that great, right?
Correct.
And so that's getting better.
They still have their challenges. It is better. It is a tenable situation where the placement is able to work with it. But yes, they continue to have sibling challenges, and the older sister continues to try to be the boss.
Okay. All right, I'll pass the witness.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Trousdale.
Thank you. When's the last time you've spoken with the placement?
Yesterday, or actually even this morning, to make sure she would be on call.
Okay. And you've had consistent contact with them, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And you're aware that they plan to move forward with adoption?
Yes, they have made that commitment and have done all the things on their end to make that happen.
Okay. And at this time, do you believe that moving forward with adoption of both children in this placement you believe that's still in the children's best interest?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And do you feel like, well, we know that there's been challenges in the home with these kids. Do you believe that the placement is receiving the support they need to be able to move forward and provide for the special needs these kids may have?
Yes, most recently, they've been able to get with a therapy that is coming to their home, and that has been extremely helpful.
Yeah, okay. Is there anything else that CASA believes that this family needs that can be offered by the department leading up to adoption? Are there any other resources you'd like to see them have, or anything else they need that they're not already receiving?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay, I'll pass witness.
All right, thank you. Back to you, Mr. Hipp.
Nothing further.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Ms. Lee. Remind me, what type of placement is this? Is it a relative?
Yes.
All right, thank you. Anything else from anyone else? Okay, very pleased with progress and how well the children are doing and the services that EW is getting. I'm going to go ahead and set this continuing PMC, making the requisite findings. I will set this for a permanency review on July the 10th at 9, in the hopes that, confident hopes that we won't need that hearing because the adoptions will have been consummated. So it is there if we need it. So thank you all very much. you are excused on the where matter. So let's go to number 6, number 8, Holly Rogers for services review. And we have Ms. Iverson. So, and Ms. Wade, it looks like this is yours as well. So let me get you, if you will raise your right hand to be sworn. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God? Yes?
Yes.
All right, thank you. We are here for a young adult whose initials are LR. So with that, Mr. Hip, you may proceed.
And state your name again, please.
Caitlin Wade.
And this is a young adult, correct?
Yes, sir.
And what's the status?
We are currently in the process of filing for guardianship. The current caregivers are willing to be the guardian for this child, but we are needing an order for extended jurisdiction to determine guardianship from the court so we can continue that.
Okay.
Since she is 18 now.
Okay. So explain to me, please, what that means.
I will do my best. So basically, since she is in a HCS placement, and is 18, technically she does not qualify for extended care. Luckily for us, extended care was signed previously, so we can continue the guardianship application. But we do need this court order so we can get it completed, from my understanding.
Okay. I'm trying to understand what exactly you need. Who is going to be the guardian ultimately? The head of the HCS?
The caregiver, yes, sir. So she's in a HCS placement with her long-term caregiver. She's been there, I believe, seven years. She's not moving placements, and they are willing to take on guardianship. We just have to go through the formal process of doing the application.
Okay, you're getting a guardianship through the court, right?
Yes.
Okay, and who is the attorney that's handling that application?
Well, it's not an attorney. Our disability specialist does the application. Letitia's, yeah.
Okay, and that's done through a probate court or something like that?
Well, it's done through, I guess, this. I'm not sure. I've never done guardianship, so I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
This is out of my wheelhouse. I'm learning as we go.
Okay, so you said that this court has already signed an order for extended jurisdiction, correct?
No, we're needing one. We need one signed.
Okay, so that's what we can do today to help this, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, I'll pass it on.
Okay, thank you. And the court will be more than happy to do that, and very grateful to the placement for continuing and taking this on. So, Ms. Iverson, do you have any questions of Ms. Wade?
No, sir. Other than Ms. Wade, is there anything that wasn't brought up that you need to bring to the court's attention or that you'd like to?
No, ma'am. Just getting that order.
Yes, sir. No further questions.
Okay, thank you. And Ms. Iverson, are you satisfied with all that is going on in this case?
Absolutely. Yes, sir. Very well handled.
Yeah, very good. Thank you. It's been a long time. Okay. Anything else, Mr. Hip, or anyone? Okay, so I will sign that order for extended jurisdiction and set it for a subsequent services review on July the 10th. if it's needed, at 9 a.m. Okay, so thank you all. Thank you all very much.